Hi guys, I was wanted to make this video about movies that you must watch to understand how those scenarios are being played with us, with all of us. You know that Hollywood and the movie making uh, production industry uh, is partly related to um, the top of the pyramid of power, and on the top of this pyramid is definitely the Illuminatis and Masonic lodges and all these guys from Bilderberg groups and so on and so forth, you name it. So Hollywood and the movie industry sometimes has to make up something good, because when you are stuck on some maybe action movies and stuff like that, you definitely uh, would want to make some money of something else. So from time to time they start to uh, make those films, make those movies about some things that really do happen, and which are now a huge deception, and we watch them in the movie and we like calm down, we like express our anger, our feelings, discuss it with each other and do nothing because it's in the movie. You cannot just make something up and say, yes, I want a revolution, after you watch some movie about the revolution, about Che Guevara and stuff like that. So it calms you down. You get into this subject. You understand the what's up with this subject. You understand how the main heroes feel, what they do, what they don't do, and you don't do it in actual real life. It's just like virtual reality. It's just like those video games that they involve us into. They engage us, but uh, sometimes it just calms us down because we don't do it in actual real life. So, but we have some movies that I'd want you guys to watch if you haven't watched them, or watch them again to understand it more like I did. So the first movie or book, you call it, you name it, it's Master and Margaret. So this is a book that was written in Moscow and about Moscow. So that's the first thing that I want you to know, because Moscow is the capital of Russia and definitely has some secrets. And this book is about the interaction of devil by himself, the Satan, with the public that was in Moscow in the beginning of 20th century. And these adventures are pretty exciting because it also mixes up with the story of Jesus Christ, about his real intentions, about the intentions and actions of the biblical story that we know about the last days of Christ. So it's pretty interesting for you guys to check out, because I won't tell you, you must read it by yourself or watch these movies, or just better read it, because the movies are not always the same as we have in Russia, because in Russia we have this movie This is like a sitcom or something like that, so it has bunch of parts, but you won't find it in English. So I prefer that you read it in the book, not watch the movie. And if you're Russian or understand Russian, you of course must watch this movie in Russian, because in Russian it describes a lot more than you think. Okay, the second one that I want you guys to watch is The Fountain. The Fountain is a huge movie about the past and the future and the normal time and stuff like that. So it deeply gets you in and gets you out at the same time. It has a lot of insight, it has a lot of deep thinking, deep thoughts, and it shows us how we interact with ourselves while we live on in this world, not in this planet, because our planet, and I'll tell you the secret, is not one, and it's not round or ball or flat at the same time. It's multi-dimensional body, and it's alive. But I'm not gonna tell you this exactly right now, because it's part of my research, and I'm not sure exactly how am I gonna explain it to you. So that's why I'll tell you, just watch the Fountain movie and you understand how our souls and our mind interact with ourselves during this whole procedure of eternal life that we have. Okay, next one is the movie about the island. So it shows us how exactly we live right now, because we're a spare parts of someone's bodies, and we gotta understand that. That's the message, that's the undercover message of this movie, because every one of us is a spare part for someone's body, and that's all I can say. Watch my channel and maybe you find some more clues about that. And if you want to know about this, anything further, you write it in the comments and I'll be right back with my answer. Okay, next one is called The Inhabited Island. It's a Russian movie, but it has an English version, and it's called The Dark Planet. Let's see. Maybe you're gonna find it, maybe not. Check for this guy, or maybe check the Inhabited Island movie. So what is it about? It's about the guy from the future. It's also based on a book of brothers Strugatsky, Russian writers, who were writing about this guy. It was like a multiple book, multiple series, and it has a lot of things that you must learn. And one thing is that when this guy stepped on this new planet that he was arrived to, he found a society similar to what we have right now. But he's from the future, and he's from some perfect society of the future Earth, and that's why he is a lot more stronger, a lot more faster. He has extra superpowers and stuff like that. So he actually survives in this society, gets to the roots of the problem, and he finds out that something's wrong, and he shows this to the inhabitants, to the opposition, and he makes a revolution. So it's because that's the only way he could escape this planet, because he's not from this planet exactly, and he's not from this world, he's from the future. And so the main story line is that the ones who lived in this planet, they were all common in one thing, that when you turn on some frequency, everybody that is not welcome, you name it, just falls into some sickness, that everybody sees that he is that outcast or so on, and they catch those outcasts and they put them in jail, and the only fault of those outcasts is that they fall on the ground, get sick when this frequency turns on, and everybody else is so engaged with this frequency. They sing songs, they sing those anthems, they line up and put their hands on their hearts and just sing the anthem every day at the same time. That's how they catch those outcasts. And actual government of that planet was the outcasts themselves, and that's the only way the minority could rule this majority, because we have it in our world too, and it's also the minority situation right now. The minority rules the majority, and it's all around this planet. Some guys are trying to change it, and we know who those guys are. Watch my channel and you're gonna understand more about the modern politics, because I was into politics for 2 years, and I was making videos for some political channel in Russia, and I've known a lot of facts that lets me make my own prophecies and get them correct. Okay. Next video, next movie is the Chronicles of Riddick. It's an action movie, and it's not very maybe watchable, not very good for some some guys who are the 60s or 70s generation, but for me it's okay, because it has Vin Diesel in his top role, and it has this action that I like to watch for a while when I was younger. So what is this movie good for us? What does it show us? What secret? The secret is that we have this parasite race that is traveling through the space, and I'm not telling you that the space is what we know as cosmos, but the space of our planet, which is a lot larger than we think, which consists of different worlds. In one of those worlds we live right now, and it's multidimensional, as I said, and those parasites have the technology of transferring themselves through those multidimensional barriers of each cell, each planet, or each world, you name it. And what they do is they enslave all the population, grab the minority, put them in charge of majority. And that's the real thing. And they engage them in some dark cults or demon or satanism or whatever, which is pretty stupid for them too, but they know it's stupid, and that's the only way they can control these elites that they left or leave on those planets. And if the planet doesn't want to interact with them, they just destroy it. Okay, so it's pretty much in common what we have today. Okay, this movie is next movie is Elysium, and it's pretty much the same as the previous one because it tells us how actually elite can control the population of the planet while it does everything what the elite says, works for free, you know, for some, you know, stupid cash and stupid money which is not worth anything, you know. So watch this movie and understand how the elite actually controls it. And what we have right now is pretty much the same. Maybe we don't have the space station like that Elysium movie, but something similar to this is actually occurring today. And the next movie is Devil's Advocate. It actually is pretty good to watch for all ages because I bet you've seen this movie, and I bet you've seen it for a couple of times. But what I want you to understand is that it shows us how a man could get to this evil stuff, this evil elite. How can he get involved? How is he possessed with this evil Satanism, with this evil democracy, and he becomes a toy, a puppet in the hands of those powerful undercover conspiracy governments, conspiracy things. So watch this again and put yourself in the place of this main hero and understand how those guys turn from good to bad and become what we see right now, complete jerks, complete Satanists, and they formed the New World Order. They tried to do it, but I bet they missed this time, and we're gonna win eventually. Okay, next one is probably another type of a story. It shows us how actually the interaction in our multi-dimensional world is going on. So if I tell you that right now everywhere that we see at the same time exists another world which is called nav, like navigation, like navy and stuff like that. So nav is another side of this world, and it has lighter version where good creatures exist, and it has a darker version in which the demonic creatures exist. So the our world, our reality is the bridge between those two, light and dark navy or whatever. So the another movie is the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. I'd like you to watch this movie, and it shows you how you can travel in the light Navi world. And actually it shows us that the path to the Navi world is through our imagination, our brain, our vision, inside vision in our transfer device, which is called the brain. So everyone can do mental travels into the dark or light navy in the night while you're sleeping, and actually we train our navy body to navigate those worlds every day while we're sleeping. And it has the defense algorithm that if you are not well trained, if you are not good at this real body, you won't probably remember what you were doing in the night while you were dreaming. And if you train your body, and if you train your soul and your mind in this real world, you would have a good ability to remember and recall all these dreams that you have every day, every night. Okay, next one is Avatar. Actually, I bet you've seen this Avatar movie a bunch of times, and it shows us two things. The one thing is how our soul travels from one body to another body, because each body is the same as we have in this movie, the same as Avatar was. It was like a biological computer which has own abilities to travel, transfer itself, and you can develop it, you can enrich your skills and stuff like that and become a super body. But every night you come back to your own body while you dream, and in this navy body, the eternal body, you travel, you do what you do, you go to your family, you know, go to your institutions, colleges and stuff like that, and you learn stuff, and you do all that you do, and then you find yourself again while you're waking up. You find yourself in this avatar body and do what you do in this world. So it's every day. And the second thing that this movie shows is this neural network of the trees of the planet, which those Navi people had. And that's why they call them Navi, because they know how this world is called, and it's called the Navi world because it has light Navi and it has a dark Navi. So this neural network of those trees was pretty much the same as we had on our planet, and I bet if you saw the video of my friend David about no trees on flat Earth, you probably understand what I was talking about right now. So okay, and the next one is, let me just, the ascending of Jupiter, or Jupiter ascending. This is a movie that shows us how really things going on with this parasitic race. This parasitic race that we have, and what it does, it has those colonies in those Earths or those worlds or wherever you name it, and it, from time to time, it comes to this colony and grabs all those material that was developing on this planet. So I will not say any one more word, whatever. You watch this movie and you understand what I was saying. Okay, and last but not least is The Matrix. I bet you've seen a bunch of reviews of this movie, and it has a trilogy and it has different, different things that is pretty remarkable for us, like the Neo passport with 9/11 and stuff like that. But actually, what I want you to understand about this movie is the revolution. Is that once you woke up, you gotta wake up your friends, you gotta wake up your family, you gotta wake up everybody. That's why I want you guys to share. That's why I want you guys to like, and that's why I want you guys to comment. Because while you're doing this, You promoting the videos that I make, you promoting the videos of other authors of our other channels, and you promoting all this business. And this business is directed to change the world and to change this cell that we live in, and make us realize what's really going on. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I want you to make questions, write comments and write your questions underneath this video. And thanks a lot.